That's what I was telling you. I will not listen to classic rock on streaming services.
Yeah.
If I'm listening to classic rock, it's got to be.
I'll listen to the Dana Raj podcast.
I didn't even think about that. You got to have the host. It's the combo of a dude like him leading you into like the immigrant song or some shit.
Yeah.
You roll your windows down and you're like, fuck, it's not all fucking monthly listeners streaming.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on, those Dana Raj, when it was 106.9 The Point.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic in that way. That's why I like it. Because, I mean, I have to play the game of Spotify and you know how it is. And it's like, it feels so lifeless.
Yeah, there's a disconnection with streaming music, right?
Like analytics.
But that's just for me. I mean, maybe people younger than me, they don't feel that way because they didn't grow up with the radio, right? Like I'm for real. Like when I was a kid, my mom used to put me in the bathtub and I would listen to the country radio station at night, every night in the bathtub. And I was like, man, I want to be that person. Like, how do I get in that radio, and like do that? And I just remember forever wanting to do it. And I think, like my daughter, like I said, she's 12. Bro, she doesn't even she knows I work at a radio station, so she knows what a radio, but I don't think she's ever like
turned on the radio.
Been like, hey, let's listen to KRBE or let's listen to fucking whatever,
No, she's like thinks her radio in her mind's like
yeah.
Like AM radio.
Yeah.
I grew up wanting to be. I went to school for broadcast journalism with
cool.
Sam Houston.
It was always
Dan
my second, and I think that's why I do this. My second was if music never worked out, and it still hasn't, and now that's why I'm kind of doing this. Is what I would I always want to do radio.
Yeah,
and that's why I love this because, you don't have to do all the things. The barrier to just do this now.
Yeah, this is so badass. I mean, I wish this would have been around when I was getting into it and shit.
Right, dude, and I am blessed in that way because I'd never be able to do this if it wasn't.
And it's so much better that you're doing it and you're not doing it for someone else who doesn't give a fuck about you. Well, you know what I mean? And that's what I did for so long, is working for these corporations, right? And they play the same fucking 10 songs all day long, right? Now I'm lucky enough to be on independent country radio where I don't have to worry about that bullshit. But, I worked for people. I always made other people money. You know what I mean? I was always pushing their agenda, pushing whatever they wanted to push. And I think it's so cool that you have your own fucking platform and your own audience that you cultivated on organic originality, fucking Earl Shred shit, right? Like,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
They can't do that. No other radio station in town can duplicate what you're doing, right? Like they just can't. They can't. If they wanted to, they couldn't, and that to me is powerful, so
I think so. It's definitely helped. Yeah.
No one's gonna work as hard for you as you do.
I've definitely had more people recognize me randomly from this podcast than from music. Though I've only been in a band since February.
Okay.
I mean, I was a hired gun for years.
Yeah.
So, but definitely the podcast.
How long have you been doing the podcast?
Since last November.
October, November.
Coming up on a year.
Coming up on a year, dude.
Wow.
Are you gonna have an anniversary party?
I think I
didn't even think about it.
You gotta have a party and invite that dog.
I'll go you can get bulldogs running in Houston.
Oh my gosh!
Dude,
everybody come and bring your dog.
I've talked about it. That might be the move. I've talked about doing a live one, selling tickets and doing a live podcast.
Fuck yeah, you should, bro. That'd be awesome.
And you've seen them before.
Yeah, I've watched live podcasts. I watch Kill Tony all the time.
Oh, yeah, we love Kill Tony.
My dream is to host Kill Tony, but with music. So you can show up.
Such a rad show. That's such a great idea.
Show up, put your hat.
You should do it.
And then you get a song.
Fuck yeah. That's badass. Come to play. You can either play with the band, bring your own fucking guitar, you plug in, you play with the house band, or maybe you just have a kit and you have the whole fucking band come out. Like if you pull the band.
That's kind of what
that would be sick though, man.
That's a good idea.
That's kind of what my open mics are now, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out, come to the open mic tomorrow. But I don't know. I think I think more though I want to add the comedy. Like the hesitation I have with doing it is because the musicians have to agree that if they suck, they're going to get roasted.
Yeah.
And musicians can be a little more sensitive than comedians.
Yeah.
But if I could just build up a repertoire and like, hey, if you can't take the heat, get out. It could be, but maybe a live podcast for the anniversary. If I can get a venue, that'd be sick.
I'm sure we could make it happen.
Would you be down to be a guest host?
Yeah, of course, man.
Because I would definitely, it'd be a great opportunity to do. The live show I wanted was just get like 3 guest artists, like 15 minutes with me and a guest host at a table, live talking. Then an artist plays 2 songs, and then the artist sits down for 10 minutes. We talk to that artist. They get off stage.
Yeah, I think it sounds dope.
Yeah, then next artist and do that.
When is your anniversary?
I don't know. It could be arbitrary.
I thought it was October.
It's like my dog's birthday.
But it might be November.
It's kind of like my dog's birthday. You just make it up.
I just know because I put it on my resume.
I can look it up and I'll start working on that. I've been so busy with music shows, but I got my schedule a little bit filled out. I'm not taking any more live music for a while, but I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you want to check out more podcast videos, studio footage, live footage, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure you're subscribed to YouTube Earl Shreds, YouTube Shred Clips, and YouTube Shred Shed Podcast for full podcast video episodes. And be sure to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you got. Love you guys so much. Please hit the subscribe button.